I'm Juliana, and this is Embodied Voice Practices. This is part 2 of a 5-part series devoted to breath, to breathing, and to accessing our diaphragmatic breath, our deepest, truest, fullest breath. So if you didn't watch part 1 of this series, I definitely recommend that you go and watch it now. Because in this part, I talk about the mechanics of diaphragmatic breathing, I talk about the anatomy of the diaphragm, and also what happens when we are breathing with the diaphragm and when we're not. What happens to our brain and our nervous system and our body. So this is really important to understand all of these things. So please go watch that video. And I also give an exercise there that's going to allow us to begin to touch in an observational and a really gentle, holistic way to understand our diaphragm a bit better. Okay, so today I'm going to do 2 exercises. The first one is going to allow us to just get a really quick understanding of where the diaphragm is, how the diaphragm is moving when we breathe. A simple and very dynamic exercise to help us feel in to the diaphragm and this deep belly breath. The second one is an exercise that I've been using for years that I come back to again and again when I need it. So this one is a little bit more involved, and it's called a diaphragmatic release. So what we're going to do with that is, with the use of our own hands, we're going to release the muscles surrounding the diaphragm just a little bit in order to give a little more space and room to the diaphragm to function. So sometimes I feel like I just can't get a deep breath. I can't get enough air, and no matter how hard I try, I can't access this lower part of my body. And so this exercise is going to help with that. Oh, and one other thing, maybe don't eat a large meal before you do this exercise. Okay. So, coming to a seated or standing position, whichever you prefer, give yourself a moment just to feel connected with the ground or your chair. Make sure you have an elongated spine for this. What we're going to do is you're going to exhale all of your air. Let this be a kind of dynamic exhale. So you just want to push the air out of your lungs. So feel it rush out of your body. And then when you are empty of air, make sure you're really empty of air, you're going to push your belly out. So it's like you're going to push your hand out with your belly while you're empty of air. So this is going to cause the diaphragm to contract down. And remember the lesson from yesterday. As your diaphragm is contracting down, your organs are going to push out a little bit. So that's what we want to do now while you're empty of air. So let your belly really push out, and after you push out, give yourself a second, and then let the air rush into your body. So that action of pushing the belly out after you've exhaled is going to create a kind of vacuum effect in your lungs, so that intrathoracic pressure is going to be quite high. Let the air rush back in and feel your belly and your diaphragm drop even more. And so that's it. You really want this to be a rush of air out. Drop the belly, drop the diaphragm down, hold it for just a moment. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed, your neck, your jaw, everything else relaxed. And the air rushes back in, and the diaphragm drops a little bit more. Notice how when I do this, I'm not arching my lower back. Of course, my vertebra might move a little bit, but there's no arch of the back, which is really important. You don't want to compensate the effect of the belly opening by arching the lower lumbar. You really want the diaphragm to drop down and to give that little push out on the organs. Okay, the second exercise. Go ahead and lay down on the floor or on your bed and really let your body relax. Feel the weight of your body resting against the floor or the bed. Bring your hands onto the base of your ribs and begin to trace the base of your ribs with your fingertips, just seeing where your rib cage ends. Take your fingers in a gentle kind of scoop, very gently start to press up into the ribs. So feel the muscles gently relaxing. And as you exhale, you can bring your fingers a little bit deeper into the thoracic cavity. Take a breath in and exhale. Press your fingers in. Take a breath. Notice if there's a difference. And then let's move over to the other side. So just, again, really gently bringing your fingertips on the inhale to the base of the ribs and on the exhale, pressing into the muscles a little bit. So you're actually going to be touching the base of the diaphragm where it connects to the rib cage and relaxing all the muscles of the abdomen. There are several layers of muscles in the abdomen, so it definitely takes time to release these muscles. But allow your body to relax and gently press. You might experience some discomfort because of the tension of the muscles, but you don't want to feel any pain. If you feel pain, definitely stop what you're doing. You can be really gentle with this. And when you finish, just bring your hands to the side and take a deep breath in and notice how you feel. Let's use this kind of sigh out, this rush of release. Feeling relief with the exhale. And now let's add a little bit of voice. Whatever sound comes out is the right sound. You just want to feel it out. And go ahead and just rub your ribs, rub your belly, stretch a little bit. Some intuitive, gentle movement, and help yourself up. All right. Okay, so how do you feel? The first one, you can do this anytime, anywhere. And it's a really good way just to kind of remind the body of where the diaphragm is and kind of wake it up. The second one, think of it as like physiotherapy for yourself. You don't go to the physiotherapist every day, but you go when you need to. So use this exercise wisely. And remember, it's common to feel a little bit of discomfort, but if you feel any kind of sharp pain, don't do it. Maybe the muscles are tight there and they need to be released slowly. So go slowly. Just do what feels good and comfortable for you until you feel like you can move those muscles around the ribs and that you feel the diaphragm begins to loosen up a little bit. I'm really curious how these exercises are going for you and how you're feeling. So please let me know in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing you again for part 3 tomorrow. Bye!